this video, we're going to show how to add OS monitoring to the Precise framework. Precise nicely shows us under Admin Points dashboard screen that we have some servers where the OS is not being monitored. So we'll go over to the Installation tab and choose Applications. We're modifying the retail banking application. So I'll highlight it and click Edit. This opens the installation wizard, which will guide us through the installation process. And I'll just come over here, click OS, and then Add and Add. The reason that we have that is that there is Add is for new, Add existing is you can share a monitoring of a technology between groupings under the applications part of the screen. Now this automatically identifies a server where there is not OS monitoring, so it kind of simplifies things a little bit. And here I'll just kind of scoot this up so that you can see the next button. So I click here on next, and currently Precise is aware of the Precise server and it's aware of this other server in the monitoring environment. So I simply select the server that I want, and I go ahead and proceed with installing it. Now, if the server was not defined to the Precise framework, I would add it. And actually, I think it'd be a good idea to just go ahead and add a server. So, what I want to do is I thought I had this in the buffer, but apparently I didn't. This is server 61. Let's try that again. Control C, Control V, and it's not taking. So give me a second here. So after specifying the server, it's a good idea to use the fully qualified name, although I kind of ignored that suggestion here. Precise is very communication sensitive, so everything we can do to make it easier to communicate, the better. So just specify, Unix includes Linux. This is a Windows server, so I just come over here, click Next, and Precise will install using the administrator credentials and install in this particular folder. We do offer a manual installation, and that you would use that if Telnet were not available. That simply involves copying some files locally and then moving them to the target, putting them into the folder where you install Precise, and just doing the installation manually. It would either be an executable for Unix, Linux, or Windows. For here, we're going to go ahead and use the automatic and click Next, and we're working our way down this list, and so we'll go into the next step is the preview. It takes a little bit of time to generate the underlying configuration. Just let this do its job. Sometimes people will say to me, why does it take so long? Well, it's doing a lot for us, and I appreciate how much complexity the installation wizard removes. So I'm going to go ahead, and it says it needs 707 meg. I'm going to go ahead and click Install, and it's going to go ahead and run through the installation process. This is going to add a listener and a sentry process that's called the basic agent, and the basic agent is built out a little bit to include the OS monitoring piece. And so you can see it's the BA stands for basic agent. It's basically extracting those. Here we are just rounding out the installation. The listener is written in Java. So you'll see that for Windows it runs as a service, you'll see it running as a Java program or Windows and Linux. Incidentally, in the folder is a PSIN stop and start basic agent, so we include a script for stopping and starting the listener at the command line. So there we go. It's finished, and that's all it takes. Thank you very much. Now, once that listener is running and that server is defined to the precise framework, we can then go ahead and add the operating system monitoring. Just click install, and it's going to work through the processing of that. And before you knew what happened, you successfully installed the OS monitoring on the server. So it's typically a two-step process. Add the server, and that basically creates the listener and the sentry, and then augment the basic agent with operating system monitoring. That concludes this recording. Thank you very much.